Hi, Steve here, and welcome to 5 Minute English Exam Skills. I want to talk today about articles. In many exams, you have to do some writing, and one of the types of text that you might have to write is an article. It might be an article for a school newspaper, or an article for a magazine to be read by other young people, or an international magazine. The important thing with articles is to remember that they are not essays. Essays are quite formal. They usually argue a position, often looking at the advantages and disadvantages of something. But an article is often more personal, more about your own personal opinion, your own personal experiences. How can you start an article? A very good way is to use a question to interest the reader. Let's have a look at an example. You see this announcement on an English language website. Articles wanted. The most useful thing I have ever learned. What is the most useful thing you have learned? Who did you learn it from? Why is it useful? Write us an article answering these questions. We will publish the best articles on our website. Okay, so you have to write an article about something you have learned that is useful. Now, of course, you could just start by saying, one thing I have learned that is useful is how to cook. But a really good way of capturing your reader's interest and making a connection with your reader is to ask them a question. And one very good way of asking a question is, have you ever? So for this one, we could start like this. Have you ever learned anything useful? I have. The most useful thing I ever learned was how to cook. It's an important skill that everyone should have. My dad taught me how to cook last summer. I asked him to show me, and then we go on with the rest of our article. Have you ever is a great way of starting an article. It's called a rhetorical question. We don't really expect our reader to answer the question. We're not asking him or her for information. It's just a good way of connecting with your reader and interesting them from the very beginning of your article. So remember, if you're going to write an article, start it with, have you ever? I'll see you next time on 5 Minute English Exam Skills.